And there are elements that don't like our system. They want to change us into the, quote, utopian society. In order to do that, they have to make what we're doing now seem as though it doesn't work. So they drive wedges into every little crack to create a war. War on women, race wars, age wars, income wars, religion wars, you name it, there's a war on it. All of which is straight out of the pages of Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky. Mm-hmm. And, you know, what we have to do if we're going to save our nation is rise above it. Stop allowing ourselves to be so easily manipulated. And one of the best ways not to be easily manipulated is to educate yourself. You have to actually know stuff.
Did you have to know stuff to be a brain surgeon, by the way?
You have to know a few things. Absolutely. And actually, you know, the founders of our nation said that our system of government and our freedom is dependent on a well-informed and educated populace. Why did they say that? Because they knew if we weren't like that the nature of the country would drastically change quite quickly, because it's inevitable that along would come slick politicians, dishonest media, and people who don't have a good base of knowledge can be easily manipulated. Mm-hmm. What's lacking is the desire to inform oneself. You know, if you go out on the street and you start talking to people and you say to them, who sings the happy song? Most of them will know. Mm-hmm. And you say, what can you tell me about Benghazi? They won't know.
Right.
Benghazi, isn't that a singer?
Benghazi.
and these people vote. That's the sad thing. And of course, they have no idea. They go into a voting booth. They're looking for a D, an R, or a name that looks familiar. That's pretty much the extent of it. When we throw away those values that rapidly propelled us to the pinnacle of the world, you're going to see a concomitant deterioration. Mm-hmm. When we do things like have our Attorney General and our President say, yeah, marijuana is not that bad, you know, I used it, and look how I turned out. Well, that's the problem. and, you know, we have clear scientific evidence that, you know, the use of cannabis in the developing brain is detrimental. Mm-hmm. And the brain is developing until your late 20s. Well, who are the people who are using it? You know, teens and early and mid-20s. Mm-hmm. There's going to be consequences for that. And why are they not talking about that? Why are we more concerned about how much sugar there is in the beverage that you're drinking? Not that that isn't important, but we need to look at the things that are truly having a deleterious effect on our society and stop the subterfuge. And, you know, we do so many things to distract people. I mean, the trademark issue with the Redskins. I mean, give me a break. Mm-hmm. When we've got IRS going on, and Benghazi going on, and NSA going on, and Fast and Furious going on, and a dozen other things going on, and we're talking about a trademark for the Redskins?
Right, I thought that was a joke when I heard it on the news. I honestly did. I said, no, this is somebody's idea of a joke. That's what the trademark office did.
It does seem like it, doesn't?
Yeah.
But, you know, if we're gonna penalize the Redskins, are we going to change the name of the state of Oklahoma, which means land of red people? I mean, we could go down the list. We could go forever on this thing. It's the whole ideal of political correctness, and you need to start talking to people in your sphere of influence, your neighbors, even if they're liberals. Talk to them, because what happens is a lot of people who are liberals really haven't thought their positions through, and they listen to their leaders who try to demonize people. You know, they listen to those people who believe in the Saul Alinsky philosophy. Mm-hmm. One of his rules: never have a conversation with your adversary because that humanizes them. And your job is to demonize them. They don't want you to talk. They don't want you to. That's why at your universities now, you say, we don't want to hear this person.
Right.
We don't want anybody to hear them. If they have a business, we want to tear it down. If they have a reputation, we want to get rid of it. This is pre-fascist thinking. This is going on. A lot of the liberals don't realize that. They don't know that they're being used. You know, as Lenin said, you know, useful idiots. We can use these people to actually change America, and they won't even know that they are our puppets and that we're using them. But when you begin to have conversations, talk about the kind of America you want to have, what do you want to pass on to your children, a lot of people will begin to realize that, you know, you're not my enemy. My enemy is this person who's trying to fundamentally change America, who's going to ruin it for my children and my grandchildren.